Okay, it says we're starting. So, hello, beautiful goddesses. Um, let me get a poll behind me here. Okay, we're all set up. We're all ready to go. I wish I would have softened the light a little bit. It's like changing colors on me. But I'm so happy that you are here. I am figuring out this live stuff, and we'll see how I'm able to, repurpose and do what I need to do with all of this. But most importantly, the information is here for you guys first. Let me move the mouse off of here. Um, let's make sure I can. Was live, is live, was live, like what's going on? So I'm just, okay, I'm in there. Making sure that it is feeding into the group. So we'll see. And we'll see who joins us. And I will schedule tomorrow's tonight and send out the emails and the notifications. And then we'll see how it goes for attendance. But doesn't matter as long as you get it and you're getting it on the replay and you're getting it on Facebook and all that other stuff. And if you are seeing this someplace else and you'd like to be among the first to see it or at least see it a few days earlier, join my Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group watching this, um, the link will be wherever links go based on how you're seeing this, or in the bio if you're on YouTube. And yes, I've been here all day and I'm still drinking this goddess tea because I am a goddess. So the first thing I want to do is, and I didn't mention this earlier, I don't know if you guys can see this because it's almost out. It's time for me to replenish. Those are, I'm trying to take the shadow off, 14 karat gold flakes, beautiful diamond star flakes. And this is my handcrafted prosperity money oil, and this oil is made with essential oils that are specifically formulated to raise your frequency to the frequency of money. So I put this on my money, I put this on me, I put this on the bottoms of my feet so that the oils can do their work on my nervous system, and I smell it, put it on my heart, my wrist, everywhere. Excuse me. I also sometimes put this on my altar. You can find this in my apothecary store, and that is the abundance oil, right? And it's an intention oil. So there's intention oils, there's conjure oils, and there's embodiment oil. So there's three kinds of oils, and this is an intention oil. It smells divine. It smells divine. So for this training, we are going to be talking about emotions and faith as it pertains to the frequency of money, right? So we're going to dive in. I'm going to set the intention that I answer a lot of your questions, that I open up your experience to new ideas, new concepts, that just from being in my energetic presence, you attract more money to your life. And have overall abundance in your business and everywhere else. So I'm on a slow replay. Let's talk about the frequency of money. So I don't know if you have not watched number one, then, and I'm not ignoring you, but I'm also on more than one device recording multiply. So I'm just catching everything up here. But if you have not watched part one, I suggest that you watch part one first and then come back here And in part 1, just to kind of catch you up, we talked about the frequency of money and what that is, how to get into that frequency, how to turn it up so that you are completely and totally vibrating, and what kind of mind shift work you have to do in order to get into and and stay, I can't find it, in the frequency of money. Okay? So now we're going to expound on that and how you being in the frequency of money is affected by your emotions and your faith. Connected by your emotions and your faith. There we go. So let's talk about what faith is. So faith is the belief in something, even when there is no evidence, physical evidence of it. So when there's no physical evidence, there's no reason for you to believe. There is nothing showing on the surface. You believe it's still going to happen. It's still coming. And so it's sort of like being a gardener, right? You take that little seed and you plant it in the dirt. And then you water it, you nurture it, you do whatever you need to do with it. And you wait with anticipation and expectancy day in and day out that that flower or that fruit or that vegetable is, the leaves are going to bloom. It's going to sprout. Something's going to come through the surface. That's the faith part. Because when you put that seed in there, there's no evidence that a big tree is going to grow. There's no evidence that you're going to, you plant a bunch of seedlings or seeds. There's no evidence that you're going to have this big flourishing garden. It is simply an idea, right? And it is your intention. And so you have faith that if you do the work, you fertilize it, you water it, you make sure it gets sun, you de-weed it, that the plants will grow. And so your faith doesn't come in after the plants start growing. The faith is from the day that it's just dirt until the first seedling sprouts through the ground. All of that time, when you're doing the work and you see nothing, that's faith. And that's what you need to have. All the angel numbers for me today. That's what you need to have when you are manifesting. That's what you need to have when you are coming into alignment with money and the frequency of money. You have to have faith that if you do what it is that you need to do energetically, right, which is to get into the frequency and hold it and turn it up and enjoy it, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, then the money will show up. You have to have the faith when there's no money, when the account is zero, when all the bills are due, and you got a negative $2.75. You have to have the faith that it's coming, because you know that by doing the work energetically and then taking the physical inspired actions, the money is going to show up. That's the faith. And that's the faith. You have to hold the faith in your heart. And you have to hold the faith so that, those other whispers from your past lives don't change your mind. Don't convince you otherwise. Don't move you from faith to doubt, right? So you have to have faith. Faith is very, very important, because if you imagine a train right? And you put the train on the track here, and it moves this way. And here is where you planted your seed, and here is where the fruition of what you want is going to come. So you plant the seed, you put the train on the track, and you're doing the energetic work, and you're taking the inspired action. And so you believe, and you're having faith, and the train starts to move, and the train starts to move. And then you hear those little whispers of your past life and old paradigm that says, what the hell are you doing? You can't see anything. There's no evidence of this. Where's your money? If it's really ask and receive, you've been feeling good for 3 days. Ain't no money. Where's the money? Right? But the whole time that those whispers are being entertained, instead of that train moving forward, the train starts moving backwards. And then you shake it off and you're like, nope, I have faith. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen exactly when I need it. And then the train comes to a stop. Because, you know, momentum, right? You got to stop. And you keep having the faith, and the train starts to move again, right? And then you're like, maybe I should go get another job. Maybe I should do X, Y, and Z. Maybe, but none of it feels good. They're not inspired actions. The ideas that are coming out of desperation. And so guess what? You didn't got this close, and now the train starts moving backwards, right? Because you're not in faith anymore. You're in fear. And so when you're in the fear, you're moving away from what it is that you're trying to manifest. You're coming out of the frequency. When you are in the frequency, you are magnetic to what you want. And so you're being drawn in. So it is essential that you keep the faith. Regardless, everything that you see today in your life is the result of your frequency yesterday and the day before and the day before that. So in order for you to see the results of the frequency that you are holding on to now, you got to wait, right? It's like when I do my readings, I'm usually 3 days out. And I tell people that when I start. If you do readings with me, 3 days from the day that I give you the reading, things will snap. Sometimes people are like, yes, that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on right now. But if you have the will and the ability to make different decisions, and so in 3 days, either you will have done the work to go, the money is coming. The money is here. She was right. Or you will have shifted because you made a different decision and you aligned with a different frequency. And so you have a different result. Or if the information that Spirit is giving you at the time is not something that you want at all, you have 3 days to fix that shit. Shift your reality by shifting your frequency. Okay? So having faith while you are holding the frequency is your job. I have to find a new word for that because the idea of having a job is just so uncomfortable to me. So the word, the work, the job, the have tos, like I don't, I don't really appreciate any of that language. But that's your job, right? Your job is to hold the frequency and have the faith. Hold the frequency and have the faith. So it is easy when you tune in and then you turn up, right? So you're tapped in, You're tuned in, you're turned on, and you're turning it and turning it and turning it and turning it, and you're here, right? You have that faith. So usually a sign that your frequency is lowering is because you are now an energetic match and you're on the frequency of doubt. When the doubt creeps in, it means that you need to turn up so that you can be a better match, because your money frequency is here. Doubt is down here. So if you're starting to have doubt, you've let the frequency drop and you got to get back to work. And eventually you may start off where you drop, oh, you're out of the picture. You drop all the way down, right? And as you start to master this frequency, because we all come out of frequency, we all come out of alignment. There's a beauty in that. One, when you start to notice like, oh shit, I'm out of alignment with what I want, right? My frequency has dropped. Ta-da! Because getting back in is so fucking amazing. It's not bad to fall out every once in a while, right? Because it's like being outside in 120-degree weather and you're burning up and then you jump in the water. It's amazing. It's cool. It's light. You're free. You're no longer burning. Everything is wonderful. The heat is not so bad. And then you get out of the heat, and for a few minutes, everything is okay, but it's different. And then you start to heat up again. And what happens is you'll start to jump back in that pool, right? Sooner and sooner. You won't stay out as long as you did the first time because you don't ever want to get that uncomfortable again. So that's sort of how adjusting your alignment and maintaining your faith is. Knowing that it's coming. And anytime that your faith is tested with doubt, it's because you've allowed your frequency to drop too low. So that is also why you need to have sort of that arsenal and of alignment techniques that we talked about. If you want to join Sacred Femme Alignment group coaching, that's what we talk about, getting into alignment with your feminine energy. And so you can get into alignment and not be in your feminine energy. You can not be a female or identify as a female and still get into alignment. But when we talk about it, which I will be doing a series next week on tapping into the feminine energy that we have to manifest, to get into alignment, to resolve issues, to feel better, to build, spiritual empires and all of those amazing things. When we do that from our feminine energy, because we are the source of creation, things flow a lot better when you are living in the paradigm where you are the source of creation. The manifestations and the way that you conjure and things materialize for you is different. So now let's add a little bit of emotions to the pot. So we touched on it earlier. And I should have moved to my desk. I don't have the ability to share the images that I want to share with you because my hard drive is not over here. So here in the group, if you are watching this in the Facebook group, there is an emotional guidance scale, right? And it kind of goes up like this, and there's love and joy and light at the top, and anger and worthiness, worthlessness at the bottom. And so I felt like this was a really good time to share this. when you are tapping in to the money frequency and you are doing the inspired actions that allow you to keep the faith, other things are still going on in your life, in your world, and around you that create emotions, right? Maybe you have a breakup. Maybe you just have a fight. Maybe something's going on with your children. Maybe a family member is sick, right? All of that stuff evokes emotions. And I want you in this process and in all processes concerning manifestation to understand that your emotions are like a GPS. They are the GPS for your manifestations. Your emotions are the GPS for your manifestations. What do I mean by that? If $1,000 is what you want, and you find that you are predominantly experiencing the emotions at the lower level of the emotional guidance scale, right? We'll turn this example here, right? So your goal is $1,000, which is the frequency of money and love and joy, and it's up in there, right? It's the upper half, because you're not always in the pure bliss of it all, but you're in the upper part. Your manifestation is in the upper part of the emotional guidance scale, but all you're experiencing, is emotions in the lower level of the emotional guidance scale. You, just like that train, those emotions are moving you down and away from your manifestation. You do not have to feel a positive emotion about what you're manifesting. You just need to be experiencing positive emotions. Right? So to manifest, you do not need to be having these crazy high vibe emotions around the thing that you want to manifest. You just need to be having positive emotions to manifest. So you don't ever get, when you're manifesting, you don't ever get what you're thinking about the manifestation. What materializes is how you feel about what you're thinking about the manifestation. There it is. That's why your emotions are so important in the manifestation process. That's why tuning into a frequency is a feel-good experience that you then turn and crank 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 till you are on a fucking 100 and you're excited like it's happening right now. You're an energetic match, so it has to show up. Right? So you get and you materialize. What materializes for you is always how you feel about what you're thinking about what it is that you want to materialize. So you can say, I want a new car, I want a new car. And I can sit and I can imagine I'm in the car, cranking it up, changing the gears, whatever, right? I'm doing all of that. But I ain't got the money. You get what you're feeling about what you're thinking. So you're thinking about this car and you're thinking, ain't no way in hell that's going to happen. And it's probably true because I ain't got no money. And then you wonder, why didn't it happen? You didn't match the frequency. You didn't raise yourself to the frequency of money. You allowed your emotions to take you out of the frequency. So if you are trying to manifest something that is difficult for you right now to really get high vibing, juicy thoughts about. Yes, I drink a lot. I don't mean alcohol. I mean, I take in a lot of liquids. I do drink alcohol, but not a lot. I take in a lot of liquids over the course of the day. So you will always see me on a video drinking something. And this is my last glass for today of the Goddess, the flat tummy Goddess tea. And actually, it's making me thirsty. So let's review. You have to have faith. You have to believe that what you're wanting is coming and that the work that you're doing is going to produce that before you see it. You have to see it to see it. And I believe that is actually a module in the FEM frequency, the FEM financial frequency formula. Ooh, a tongue twister, right? Which I want to talk to you guys about in just a few minutes, but that is one of the modules. You have to see it and feel it to see it materialize. So you do need to do the visualization, but the visualization has to come with the emotion. Visualization could be the actual act, or it could be like a symbol, right? But we're not going to go into that right now. The last key that I want you to take away from the faith and the emotions lesson is that you don't have to be super, super happy about what it is that you're manifesting. If there is something that you're having a hard time because you're scared, you've never done it before, then you don't have to try to tune into that and then get excited and raise your energy and to match the frequency of money in that way. Find some shit you're good at. Find the stuff you love. If you love tea and cookies and, I love macaroons and champagne and roses and bubbles and pink and sweet drinks and bubble baths, and you know what I'm saying? I love to put bling on everything. When you get into that and you're feeling good, but you set the intention very clearly, when you're in the things that make you feel good and you turn it up and you're feeling juicy and it's delicious and there's just excitement because you're here doing the stuff that you love, surrounded by things that you love, your manifestation will come because you're still in the frequency, even though you're not thinking about it. But that's also part of releasing it, right? If you can get into that frequency without being attached to the actual physical thing, it's actually better and will supercharge your manifestations. So find things that you love. I'm going to look at the clock here. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and I want you to list 5 things that absolutely bring you joy, starting now. 5 things. 1, 2, 3. What's the 4th thing? And the 5th thing, right? Those 5 things. Figure out how right now you can go out and do as many of those things as you can. Then tomorrow, do as many of those things as you can. And the next day, do as many of those things as you can twice, right? Though that is a practice that will keep you in the frequency that you need to be in to manifest money. Keep the faith. Since I don't have a live audience with me right now, I am going to end this. If you are seeing this for the first time as a replay and have questions, please put your questions in the comments. I will answer your questions in video form if it is a common question that I think will benefit everyone, or if it's something that I can answer directly in the comments, I will, if it's a short answer. So I really, really love and appreciate you guys. Again, I want to encourage you, and I am so excited for the next couple of people that are going to be joining the FEM Financial Frequency Formula, because we dive deep. This program for years, the original version of this particular program sold for $555. It is available in the original format and with updated videos. And I believe there's like 17 or 18 modules for $68. One payment, one time, one and done, right? You get lifetime support in this course. There's an amazing workbook. You have the ability to ask questions about the course right within the course. It is online. It is a video course, so there's not a whole lot of reading so that you can rewind, and we will soon be doing the audios and adding audios so that you can listen to the different segments that you want to replay. And the main goal when you enter this course is to use the formula, and the formula that is taught to you, you're taught to customize it for what works for you, to manifest $1,000 in 10 days or less. Once you've completed it, there's some additional modules that teach you how to collapse time and turn that 1K in 10 days to 1K a day, right? And again, you have lifetime access to it. If I ever get rid of this program, which I probably will not, you will get all of the downloads and have access to everything sent to you. So you will never lose. You'll own this program for life. And then you can always go back to it. You can teach your children with it. Like, this is an amazing program. And like I said, it is only $68. If you pay via Cashapp, you get access to 30 days of our daily meditation, our daily money magnetizing meditation, which we do on conference call. So that's it. If you have any questions, I will drop the link to that program below. I will also drop the Cashapp information if you want to join on the Cashapp special. If you do join on the Cashapp special, please be sure to put your email in the notes.